white supremacy, but they still have that. What is that? Those colors, what are they? What are they? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Once again, welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Please do understand that I am not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who's also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of our beautiful country. So I have a voice of the morning and the voice of the afternoon. The one from the morning is as huge as if I have a lion on my chest, and I have a bit of a smoother one, though I still have a deep voice. I have a smoother one for the afternoon or maybe midday. So please understand that part. Anyway, I want to talk about pro-AFRIFORUM people and pro-AFRIFORUM organizations. They are looking, I've seen the way they are moving. I was like, hey guys, where have I been all along? In the manner in which they are moving, even if they were granted citizenship in America, they still wouldn't take it. We still see 49 people going to America because this is not what they are looking for. Most importantly, because the laws around the land expropriation, that's my observation, but you are allowed to share your own views in the comment section. There is a project that they seem to have been pushing for so long, the project that I'm saying when I'm doing my own mini research, quote unquote. And what I see there, they are creating within South Africa these small fiefdoms, African fiefdoms within our country, right? And the major one is the Western Cape. That's the major one. And now with the Land Expropriation Act, it gives the government back the control of what is actually happening. You see, and that is the reversal of the work that they've done for so long. You see them complain. Before they were like, yay, we've been given citizenship in America by President Donald Trump, because Elon Musk was leading that. You see, they were very happy. Not because they wanted to go there, because they saw it as some sort of a pressure that is being put on South Africa by the American government. And when that didn't really sound like something they wanted, Donald Trump topped it and said, I'm giving the refugee status to Afrikaners and I'm fast-tracking it so that they can run and go and come to America. And still, they still have 49 people going there. Now, my chat is, they are not looking for that. They are not. Even the way they talk right now, even KRIEL was like, no, we don't want to take the refugee status. We don't want to go anywhere because the Afrikaner community cannot flourish anywhere except within South Africa, because there is no way South Africa is our home. But there is this continuous, even NSRO said so. He said, if the refugee status that is being offered by Donald Trump is the only thing, do you understand? He says if that is the only thing that Donald Trump is offering, then it's not going to help them. They need the assistance by the USA to assist them within South Africa. So they even saying they want to govern themselves.
What do you make of the refugee plan? Is it the right idea? What is the longer term solution in South Africa?
So the refugee plan is a good thing for people who want to leave South Africa. And there are people who want to leave. And there are a lot of people who have experienced trauma, having been in a farm attack, having lost loved ones and so forth, or another form of trauma, and they want to get out. And then there are people who are really struggling because of these race laws, struggling to get employment, don't have a job, but who are willing to work and able to work, but they are pushed out because of the color of their skin. And so if these people want to leave, it's good for them to leave, to be able to do so. And we would hope our message to them would be to remain connected and to be ambassadors for our cause where they are. That cannot be the only solution. And I have to say this, that if what the American government does is exclusively a refugee program, it has the potential to be very catastrophic for us, because what we need is a solution in South Africa. We need systemic reform. We have a systemic crisis, which means that we need systemic reform. We need to relook the political system, and the only way through, the way we see it, is by decentralizing the system and giving communities self-governance. Decentralizing the system and giving communities self-governance, to have them have a say over their own affairs, as opposed to this very close to a dictatorial system that we have. So the refugee program could be a good thing, but if it's only that, then it would not be a good thing. If it's coupled with pressure towards relooking the political system in South Africa, then that's fine. And I think that's something that certainly will receive a lot of support from all over the world.
You know, they say, he said, you cannot make this stuff up. He said he doesn't like democracy. Sorry, guys. He said, I like democracy. I dislike majoritarianism, which isn't democracy. Hey, guys, what is democracy? Let me tell you something. If you tell me now that that is not racism, that doesn't sound like racism, what is? Because the people that are a majority in South Africa are black people, and combined with other, you see me, I don't know how other races see themselves. So when I'm saying black people, automatically I go for Indians, coloreds, everything. I always see us as under one umbrella, like just. So please, if you don't like what I'm saying, please pardon me in advance. Please pardon me in advance if you don't categorize yourself like that. Please, it is just only me. Like now, when they're saying so, it's because they don't see black people as, you cannot tell me you see black people as people like you. If you're saying you hate the majority, democracy comes with the majority. You want where you can govern yourself. And that talks to the way they want to annex the Western Cape. That Cape independence. Because even if you look at them, AFRIFORUM on the side, your political parties like the Democratic Alliance or VF and whatnot, they have people in there. Maybe the Democratic Alliance, even within their policies, their policies support such things. I don't know. I've not even read the Democratic Alliance policies, but I just see what they do on the surface. So what I'm saying is, they always find each other. Your AFRIFORUM and this Molanyana, settlements like your ORANIA, Kleinfontein. What else? What else we have? I don't know, but we have quite a number of them. And now they always find each other when it's time to talk about self-governance.
And once again, there are people in that elite who are willing to actively help us to the extent that they can. And that's why I can be so confident that under this administration, there's been very little resistance at all to the whole notion, and quite the opposite. And that political elite, by the way, absolutely despises the ANC. There's no misunderstanding. They know exactly who the ANC are. Left-wing, socialists, race baiters, good for nothing, corrupt, and they don't mince their words in any way, shape or form. They see the ANC for exactly what they are. They understand exactly what the situation is in South Africa, and that is therefore why they understand very easily why Cape independence would be a viable solution. Coming back to our starting point, but we will have to go and do the hard work. So what have we got is we understand the temperature. We've got some really good allies behind the scenes. We understand what needs to be done, but actually we'll have to do our work too. It's been a great 5 weeks. It's absolutely been worth coming here. We've definitely moved Cape independence forward. We now can be absolutely certain that at least under this administration, we would get international recognition from the US, and they'll help us where they can along the way to get to that point, but we're going to have to bring our end too.
And it looks suspicious. Like now, it's a very well coordinated something that they are pushing. So if now Donald Trump is saying, the US government is saying, come to the US, it is not working. And let me tell you something, this thing that President Cyril Ramaphosa is going to explain there in America, that there is no genocide. Let me tell you, America has the most serious intel ever. They know there isn't stuff like that. But Donald Trump is looking for what Donald Trump is looking for. Elon Musk is looking for what Elon Musk is looking for. And with Elon Musk now, there is also a certain agenda that he has against South Africa, since they are the descendants of South Africa. You know what I'm saying? All the rich people that are in America that are persecuting South Africa now, they got rich because of the resources that they got from South Africa, your mineral resources from here. So you can sort of feel those people, how they miss the olden days that they benefited from. Guys, this is something else. This is just something else. And when I was still talking about the intel that America has, you know, there's a documentary that I was watching of a manhunt Osama bin Laden, you know, American manhunt Osama bin Laden. I was like, these people have the ability to find you wherever you are. There is no way they don't know that the G-side that is said to be happening in South Africa is not happening. There is just no way. How this one wrote is one of the pro-Cape independence people. It says, our agenda extends far beyond the Western Cape. The future of a greater Cape Republic coupled with a VOLKSAAT, either in union with the Cape or Sovereign and Zulu Kingdom. If these three forces can cooperate, it will lead to a complete power shift in the region as we know it. But there is something that is interesting that I want to show you. These are the people that are complaining about the song, because the song that Julius Malema normally sings and the EFF, which I'm against because it has no value, but it is not something that will lead to what they are saying is happening to farmers. That is the difference within cultures. There are still songs that represent the wars between the tribes in South Africa that are still sung today. Do you understand what I'm saying? But no one feels like it's an attack. But that's a story for another day, because it will just fly over many people's heads and they will turn this whole thing into something that is not. These are the people that still keep the souvenirs of the apartheid era, and they just don't want that song. I want to show you something. See the colors that they are using. See there. See? What do you see there? What to say there? And they refuse to admit that they are racist. That's one. They refuse to admit that they are pushing white supremacy, but they still have that. What is that? Those colors, what are they? What are they? Anyway, guys, that is my story. If you watch up to, but I'm going to make another video that explains how just as Black South Africans, we celebrate songs like the ones that now is affecting the farmers psychologically, because I wouldn't say it leads to what they are talking about. I want to explain it and compare it with what happened through the tribal wars that we have had in the history of South Africa. So anyway, they just have to admit what they are. People who sit and reminisce about the good old days when they are in the tops, when they were on the top seat doing the things that they did against the people of color in this country. Anyway, if you watched up to here, thank you for watching my video.